angry black man. I don't know how to act. I'm shooting everybody. I'm selling all this crack. Angry black man. Let me tell. We're moving backwards because at the end of the day, after he done said that, and after we get outraged on Twitter and on Facebook or whatever the case may be, you can see the story on MarvMediaNetwork.com as well. What's next? You know what I mean? What's next? Because in order to push our culture forward, in order to push our agenda forward, in order to go ahead and push our community forward, we have to always ask ourselves, what's next? What are we going to do now that this has happened? What are we going to do to push ourselves forward? What are we going to do to make sure we are prospering in this society of supremacy? You know what I mean? And that's essentially what it is. I want to essentially tell y'all, because this is the first episode, I want to essentially tell y'all what my motives are, just in general. So when you see when you see me online and you see Marv Media Network and you see things like that, I want y'all to know what my motives are. First and foremost, my motive when it comes to the pro-black movement that I'm in, I'm pro-black. You know what I mean? Do not associate me with Black Lives Matter. Do not associate with me with any movement whatsoever, because I don't belong to any single entity. I'm actually getting ready to. I was a registered Democrat because I thought that's what I was supposed to do when I registered as a voter at the age of 18. But that no longer applies in any way, shape, or form. I am going to be registered as an independent. That does not mean I belong to the independent party either, because there is a party called the Independent Party, there's a party called the Green Party, and so on and so forth. I am going to register as an independent until we can get a pro-black party established, to where we can have political power as well. But let me explain to y'all what my total agenda is, and that is a part of my agenda as well. My first things first is I need to make as many people aware of the society that we live in as possible, right? Okay, I said, all right, we make people aware. What's the next step? The next step is to then start to form our own communities so we can establish an economic base. Now, when I say community, that does not mean you need to move from out your house and move into the house next door to mine. That does not need to happen. With the resources and technology that we have in today's world, we don't need to do that. We don't need to go ahead and get into a community where we cut everybody else off. Because honestly, I don't think we need to cut everybody else off. I just think we need to establish economic, political, and social power to where we control our own narratives. And we do not be dominated by the dominant society. That's essentially what I want to do. So where that starts for me is, first things first is awareness. I'm not going to sit here and sit on awareness the whole time. Next thing is we need to also get an economic base. How do we get an economic base? I don't have all the answers for that, but I think first things first is I like to support black-owned businesses. Does that mean I'm not going to buy anything from any other store? No, that does not mean that. That is not ultimately what I'm saying. I'm saying that if someone does have a black-owned business and they do have something that I can use, I will choose to go to them rather than go to someone else. So yes, I will support black-owned businesses. You can see a list of black-owned businesses because I am building a directory. Speaking of the directory, please go to MarvMediaNetwork.com if you are a black-owned business or whatever you do that you are black-owned. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're a non-profit organization. Whatever you do, make sure you go to Marv Media Network and get yourself put on that directory. You need to be on that directory. It's very important you do that. You make sure you get yourself on that directory. And the directions to get on the directory is very simple. The reason why I need those bits and pieces of information, because we need to know what state you're in, because if somebody is out of town or if somebody is traveling, and they would like to visit your establishment, this is a worldwide thing. Or if you're just internet based, that's fine. I still like to know what state you're running out of, because I like to know where we are in regards to this whole situation. So with that being said, Get yourself on the Black Owned Business Directory, which is on MarvMediaNetwork.com. Make sure you go there. Right on the Black Owned Business page, you'll see, or BOB page, it's MarvMediaNetwork.com/BOB. Make sure you go on there. You'll see the directions to get yourself listed, because it is important that we know what the hell is going on, who is Black owned businesses. I will do the research to verify that you are a Black owned business, and you need to be at least 50% Black owned. Or you will not be put on that list. It's just a simple matter that it's not a discriminate thing. It's something that we need for us. Sometimes we need to understand that we need some things just for us, and I am going to lead by example. Also, there are services that are still being in the works that we are able to provide on MarvMediaNetwork.com, such as book publishing. As you know, or if you don't know, I did do a self-published ebook called Unorthodox Logic and Inspirational Guide, which is available now. See, again, we need to do our own things. It's time we stop depending on the dominant society, because at the end of the day, they're not going to get us out of our own rut. We have to get ourselves out of our own rut. I understand, that whole pull yourself up by the bootstrap thing is false. Because that's not what happened with the dominant society. They didn't pull themselves up by the bootstrap. They were given grants, and they were given land grants and things of that nature, to build, to have land and build schools on their land and teach their kids how to farm on that land. We didn't get those same opportunities out of slavery, but I'm not here to complain in regards to what we did and did not get. I'm here to talk about the now. It is 2017. We are able to move totally different. There are things we're able to do. It's just we have to stop depending on a dominant society to tell us what we can and cannot do. Also, so as I was saying, I know I kind of got off track. We need our own economic base in regards to that. So with that being said, as far as the economic base, this is what I feel like we need to establish. That Black-owned business is one of them, because we need to support each other. I love this website called WeBuyBlack.com. Make sure y'all check that out. I use that site. I actually bought some toothbrush from Oral Care, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'll get y'all that information. I'll tweet it out to y'all, so make sure y'all check it out. Check my Twitter timeline. It'll be tweeted out on the day this episode drops, and you'll know when I'm promoting. Yes, so with that being said, you'll get that. Also, I'll put it in show notes. That'll make it easy as well, so that way you can just go ahead and click it nice and join right there. So WeBuyBlack.com is another joint. So that should almost be our Walmart at this point. Amazon, excuse me, that should be our Amazon. WeBuyBlack.com should be our Black Amazon. I'm hoping that I'm gonna help them get to that. I'm gonna have the Black directory. So my website is not about trying to be in competition with We Buy Black, because you're not gonna be able to buy products from my website. On Marv Media Network, you're going to be able to see a directory of Black-owned businesses. For instance, there's a moving company on there. There's going to be car wash services on there. Things like that, that you'll be able to contact these people and exercise their services. It'll be nice to be able to just go to one place and know that this is a verified Black-owned business, good services. If there's any, and listen, let me explain something to y'all when it comes to these businesses. If your shit ain't up to par, I can't fuck with your shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. When you Black owned, you got to be up to par. You know what I mean? I understand we got to get you started and we got to get some money in your hand, but don't come with no janky shit, period. You got to come correct. This is your business. So with that being said, we're going to make sure we take care of that as well. So these businesses will, if you have any issues with any of these businesses, because I'm going to assume that these businesses are well taken care of business, well-managed business, things of that nature, and I'm going to continue to keep them on my list as long as they do so. The moment they do some fuck shit, you let me know so we can get them the fuck up out of here, because we do not have time for the fuck shit. We need our businesses on point. We have to get our economic base established. We need to get it established fast. It needs to happen now. It is open war on Black people at this point. If you have not noticed, it is open war on Black people at this point. Women and children are first. Our women and children are first. Understand that. It is a serious situation at this point. You know what I mean? It is a serious situation. It is open war on us. And the only way we can protect ourselves is not depending on the dominant society. It's that simple. So, we need to establish an economic base. That's first and foremost. And then I think we need to establish a political party. I don't know why people think you don't need any political party. I tend to disagree with that. I believe we do need let's not even say a political party. We need political power. You understand me? We need to be able to go to a politician, get a law fixed, get a law out of here, get a law made specifically for us. They like to throw this minority shit around, and then black people get the short end of the stick of the minority crew. I understand that white women are considered minorities. Any immigrant that's any person that was not born on American soil is considered a minority. So I'm not with that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. What are you doing for black people in particular? How can you guarantee that we will not be getting gunned down in these streets with impunity by these race soldiers? What are you going to do about that? You understand me? What are you going to do about that? So we need to have some political power, and to get political power, you need economics. You need money, period. You need money to do a lot of things. You want to buy your block back, we need to make sure we get people buying back the block. We need people that's going to be able to buy homes. We need real estate agents. If you're a real estate agent, we need you on that on the Marv Media Network Black-owned business list. Whatever you do that's black-owned, you need to get in contact with MarvMediaNetwork.com and make sure you get yourself listed. That is important that you do so. We need to have that directory nice and full. That directory should be miles long immediately. So we need you to make sure you do that now. Make sure you do it now. It's a podcast. You can do it on your phone while you're listening to the podcast. You need to be doing that right now. Getting that information and even more as much as you possibly can, and get listed on there. So economic based political power. We need those two. And now also we need to control our own narrative. What I mean by that is our own news networks. You know what I mean? We need our own news network. We need to be the ones who are leading this information. It's stories in the black community that are not being told, that are being hidden, and we need to make sure we are all on code in regards to that. We need to make sure we have one single language where we can go to and be like, hey, this is our information, this is where we're going to. So, we got multiple news sources. You know what I mean? Every state should be having people reporting information to these particular sites. Every state should have a person. Every city should have people reporting information to these particular sites that we're going to use. Every single one. You know what I mean? So we need to make sure we have that. Marv Media Network will be reporting some news articles and things of that nature. Right now, it's not a full-time news site, but it will be putting up blog posts, things of that nature, of news, things around the country. We like to dig for things that ain't really known on the main society. We will also send out information and post stories on what's going on in major news, but we also want to get the minor news as well. So if you would like to submit a story, make sure you do so at Marv Media Network LLC at gmail.com. Submit that information over to that as well, so we can make sure we all got the information that we need, especially when that one dude from Ohio, I can't think of his name right now, when he shot the old man and he was on a run and things of that nature. That's stuff that needs to be reported to us, because we need to be able to stay up to date on that kind of stuff. Because if that man coming to people, community shooting any and everybody, we all need to be ready. Speaking of shooting, every person, everyone should have a license permit. If you are able to do so, if you don't have any felonies or whatever the case may be, with the background check or whatever the case may be, you should have a pistol permit. Now, if you want to go out and get the gun, I recommend you do, but if you're just so absolutely anti-gun, all right, then so be it. You should at least have the permit, so if it comes down to it, you are able to purchase a gun. Also, you don't need a permit to have a shotgun or a rifle in your house. Remember, you do not need a permit to have a shotgun or rifle in your house. You just got to go do a simple background check. You can buy it and pick it up as soon as that day. And you can get a rifle. I've seen some as cheap as $200 or less. You know what I mean? I believe like $150, $125. I've seen some for it, something like that. And then with taxes and then some ammunition, it came up to like $2 something. So yes, you can definitely get a gun without a permit. It's just you need a carry and conceal in New York State, excuse me. New York State, you need carry and conceal. A lot of you southern states, a lot of y'all don't even need a permit. Y'all just open carry states. Y'all can go walk in, buy a gun and a case of beer. You know what I mean? So, yes, make sure y'all do that. Arm yourselves up. So, like I said, my agenda is economics, political, social. We need to control our own social narrative. I am tired of people painting us as the demons of America. I'm right next to terrorists. They damn near put us in the same conversation as terrorists. I'm tired of people associating all black people with Islam, because what they're doing is they're associating Islam with terrorists, so essentially they're associating all black people with terrorists. You gotta understand that. Understand that. Just know what the dominant society is doing to us. They have been doing this for years. Stop running from it. Stop acting like just getting some money gonna keep you exonerated from the situation, because it will not. It won't save you. It won't save you. It won't. We have to stop this facade thinking that if we get some money or we do this or we do that, then we no longer have to worry about the dominant society taking from us. That's not how it works. It don't work like that. Are you crazy? It don't work like that. It doesn't. It's that simple. So yes. So if you ever wonder what my agenda is, those are my agendas. Now, what you notice is I didn't say I want to segregate from people. I don't hate white people. I don't hate any other race whatsoever. I don't have time to hate another race. I don't want to see another race do bad. That is stupid. That is dumb to me. I don't care if another race is trying to better themselves. That's their business. They should be. Every race should try and better themselves. Every community should try to better themselves. You know what I mean? Michael Eric Dyson was actually on the Breakfast Club recently, and he said it starts with your household, then it starts with your neighbor, then it starts with your block, then the next block, then the next block, then your city, then your state, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? We have to establish a situation where black people can communicate with other black people can help black people globally. It needs to be a global thing. It needs to be a global thing. We cannot sit here and act like we don't need this. We have to rely on ourselves. We have to rely on ourselves. We cannot rely on a dominant society. You want to get a book published? Marv Media Network does that. We actually do get physical copies printed out for you as well, and things of that nature. We can actually do that. I know we know distributors and things of that nature to get your books printed. Not everybody want to go through the process of going through these independent people and getting their stuff done. You know what I mean? Through these independent book companies and getting their stuff printed, and through these ebook companies getting their stuff submitted and things of that nature. My Media Network does that. You want to get a podcast popping? My Media Network has a podcast network. This is a Marv Media Network podcast network. You know what I mean? We can do that too. You wanna see what else? You wanna do photography, or you need Snapchat filters, or whatever the case may be. You know, that's all can be handled too. You know what I mean? You need to get business cards made and things of that nature. That can all be handled. We can do all that. We need to depend on ourselves. We have to depend on ourselves. It's that simple. I'm not interested in taking over nobody's community. I'm not interested in murdering nobody. I'm not interested in any of that stupid shit. That stupid, silly niggatry. That's what that stupid shit is. I'm not fucking with that. And the reason why I say niggatry is because I'm talking to my people. It's that simple. I'm not going on no racist tirade, or I don't think we need to go shoot up a bunch of white people or a bunch of Mexicans or whatever you want to. That's y'all niggas y'all say stupid shit sometimes. And I don't fuck with that. I will never fuck with that. I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not co-signing that fuckery. Only thing I co-sign is what's going to better our people. And I don't think that's bettering our people. Fuck that. Let's establish an economic base. We should be interweb with each other. We should be able to help each other get money. Say my son wants to go into fashion or some shit. I should be able to call one of them up. Hey, my son want to go into fashion. Do you need an intern? That's free labor. Boom. Show my son the ropes. Bung, 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 pow. At your little boutique shop or at your little clothing store. You know what I mean? Show him the ropes of running a business. My daughter want to open up an ice cream shop. I should be able to send my daughter to your ice cream shop to work for free. 20 hours a week or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? My other son wants to work in finance. I should be able to send my son to your business, to your accounting office, or to your financial advisor office, and he should be able to go ahead and file files for you for free. We should be doing that, teaching these kids next generational wealth. We should be doing that. And then once these kids get the degrees or whatever certifications that they need to go ahead and move forward, they should be able to get hired at your spot, work at your spot for a little while, learn the ropes, and then go on to their own thing. Not to knock you out of business. We don't need to knock each other out of business. Everybody had their own style. Everybody need their own different type of businesses, things of that nature. We all in different states and different cities and things like that. We should be able to do that at the drop of a hat. Our phone books should be filled to the top with different contacts. Y'all gotta understand that we gotta understand that this is a business. It's a business. Stop the emotional shit. It's a business. Y'all should be able to call me. Hit me up. Yo, man, my son wants to get into My son wants to get into this. My son wants to get into music. My son wants to get into that. My daughter wants to get into this. My daughter wants to get into that. I need your help, man. What can you do for my son and for my daughter? Send them over. Let's get them taken care of. Let's get them doing some work. Let's get them involved in all of this. Let me show them something. Let me show them a thing or two. That's what we should be able to do within ourselves. I'm not saying totally exile ourselves from dominant society, whatever. Some of y'all like to go to the amusement parks, and we don't have those yet. You know, I don't know if some people even interested in having an amusement park. Some of y'all like to go to water parks, and some of y'all like to go overseas and things of that nature. Some of y'all like to fly on planes. We don't have our own plane or airplane line or anything of that nature. Some of y'all like to do whatever. Don't stop doing what you love or whatever the case may be. Just don't damage your own community at the expense of it. Don't tear down your own community at the expense of it. Jason Whitlock, fuckboy. Jason Whitlock is a fuckboy. Chris Bouchard called him out on his own fucking show. Why every time something to deal with black people, you don't never stand up for black people? All you do is shoot it down, Jason Whitlock. With your fucked up fedora. Motherfuckers like that are damaging to the community. Media Outrage 1 on Instagram. Follow Media Outrage 1 on Instagram. He posted a few videos talking about how it's the coons that get our leaders killed. It was the coons that got Martin Luther King killed. It was the coons that got Malcolm X killed. It was the coons that stopped Garvey movement. Got him hung. That's why we be on them coons like that. You motherfuckers historically has got our people fucked up. It was the coons who stopped Nat Turner movement. Coons fucked that up. They snitched. Make sure you go see Birth of a Nation. That's why we don't fuck with coons like that. That's why people are so hard on coons. These motherfuckers have gotten people killed for years. It was the coons that got slaves caught, motherfucker. This shit goes back generations. This shit is deep. It's deep. Historically, we watch coons fuck us over time and time again. So that's why we don't fuck with coons. Coons are too dangerous. Excuse me. Coons are dangerous. We can't have that shit in our community. Understand that quickly. Understand that quickly. We cannot have coons in our community. It does not work. It doesn't work. They're dangerous. Coons are dangerous. So when somebody like Bill Maher or Bill Mayer, whatever the fuck his name is, call himself a house nigger, understand that was the birth of the coons. So not only did he call himself a nigger, use the word nigger just flagrantly, motherfucking coons is out here caping for this motherfucker, talking about, well, he dates black women, so, you know, he can't be racist. Y'all know how house niggas got here? Huh? Same motherfucker that was breaking these queens' backs in was the same motherfucker sliding in the back door, having babies by him. And because they was master's son or master's daughter, they was allowed to come in the house. Larry King, you don't speak for us. Bill Maher can be your good friend all he wants. You don't speak for us. We didn't ask for your input on this conversation. You sidestep this one. Bill Maher may be your man. You sidestep this one. You want to help him? How about you bring him on your platform to explain himself? Do that, motherfucker. You sidestep this one, Larry King. You don't speak for us. And then we got black women out here talking about we need to forgive, whatever the case may be. I told y'all, I don't let the word upset me. I'm just explaining y'all why some black people, I don't let the word upset me. Nigga don't upset me. Nigger don't upset me. It's not, we don't prosper by getting pissed off at the word nigger. We get mad, we call for his job. I'm not calling for his job. I don't give, well, he's going to lose his job for a little while. Somebody else is going to pick him up. He's going to be back booming. You know what I mean? Again, we shouldn't even be watching this shit. We should have our own networks. We shouldn't be watching this shit. This shit ain't for us. We shouldn't be concerning ourselves what's going on for some shit that ain't for us. That's what the issue is. That's what I'm talking about. We have to establish an economic base. We need to have our own networks, things of that nature. We need to control our own narrative. We don't need to be putting up with this shit. We literally are putting up with this fuck shit. Again, I'm speaking in regards to why black people are mad. Marvin, I'm not mad. Are you surprised these days? Everybody's showing their true colors. Things of that nature. Bill Maher gonna pop up with a black girlfriend very soon. He's trying to save face. Game of Thrones is around the corner. It comes on HBO. Ballers come on HBO. Y'all gonna stop watching those shows or what? If y'all really want HBO to suffer, if y'all really want to put the pressure on HBO, then what y'all gonna do about that? Y'all gonna still watch them shows, or y'all gonna pull that plug on HBO? Y'all gonna cancel your HBO services? What y'all gonna do? That's why I say we need political power. I don't mean just in politics. I mean we need to be able to have somebody call up HBO like, get Bill Maher off air. If it means that much to y'all, because it don't mean that much to me. I don't care if he's off air. I don't care if he's on air. What does it mean to us? He said nigger. He said nigger. What does it mean to us? What's next? Told you. It's my favorite question. Alright, we pissed off. Alright, we want him fired. It happened. What's next? Bill O'Reilly happened. What's next? Ask yourselves that shit, man. Ask yourselves that. I want y'all to email me, man. ISWTFIW. Email me. Let me know. What do y'all think is important for the pro-black movement? What do y'all think we need to do? What's next? It's my favorite question. What's next for us, man? After we get a bunch of people fired and we get pissed off all on Twitter and we keep sharing these news stories and videos of black people getting killed and things of that nature. What's next? Email me, man. It's your boy Marv. This is I Need Answers Podcast. Make sure you follow me on all social medias at MarvCritt. Follow the podcast, I Need Answers Pod, on Instagram and Twitter. Email us, iswtfiw@gmail.com. Make it known that you want to be named if you want to be named, because I'm going to assume everybody is anonymous. And we're going to go from there, man. I'm going to holler at y'all next week. We got some things we need to talk about. We're going to get this thing online. And if you know some people that you feel like would be a perfect fit to be on the show, I would love to get in contact with these people so we can get to interviewing these people and things of that nature, because that needs to happen too. So let's make it happen, man. All right? I'm out of here. I'll let y'all next week.